Happy March, everybody. Here is Mr. Lucky and our March monthly markings. Let's go over here. We've got Buddy over here. Come say hi, Buddy. Hi, Buddy. He says, hey, I'm eating. These are two of our Russian tortoises. They came out of hibernation last weekend. Let's get into some cross stitch. Hi everybody, I'm Allison. Welcome back if you've been here before. If you're new, hi, thanks for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed the opening with a couple of animals from our Forever Home Animal Sanctuary. This is Flosstube number 7, and this is my channel about cross stitch. I also share some of my other crafts, including sewing and quilting, and today I've got some fun macrame from my mom. I do have a list in front of me that helps me keep track of what I'm doing. And if you watched last time, and if you watched all the way to the end, you'll be happy to know I got a backup battery. That was fun. I had no idea that the battery was going to die and that even if I plugged it in, it still wouldn't work. It doesn't record if it's plugged in. It only recorded the video and not the audio. So I had to go back in and put little subtitles on the bottom like it was a silent movie. I am surrounded by stuff. I've got a lot of fun stuff to show you. So we'll start with the quilt behind me. And this quilt, there's no pattern for this. This is my own pattern, but there is a pattern for this cup and saucer block. This is the Cup of Cheer block from Fat Quarter Shop's free, it was a Christmas time mystery quilt along. I used Lori Holt's scrap fabrics from this. I did my own layout. I figured out how big I wanted the quilt and made that many cups across and down. It's folded up over a rod. And yeah, you can see it in the video. Put some 2.5-inch squares here, a little bit of sashing. There is built-in sashing on the quilt block, so I didn't have to add any on that. I started working on this in 2022. And I would sew a mug or two a week, and I would just kind of have it next to my sewing machine. And I finally put the entire top together in January of 2023, and then it sat until December of 2023, and that's when I finally quilted and bound it. And let's see, oh, I did use yardage for the binding. And I did this on my long arm. It's got, I hope you can see it, kind of circles and swirls. One of my favorite patterns. It quilts out really nice. All right. I feel like I'm going to yawn. Excuse me. I think I said thank you for coming. Oh, I also wanted to say thank you to anyone who's been on my Instagram. I've had a lot of new followers lately. It has to do with one of the stitch alongs. I've got that over here. So we'll go over all of that. And I have a note here. This is funny. If you do a Flosstube or if you're thinking about doing a YouTube, it analyzes what you say in the video. So I have a note to remind myself to say cross stitch. If I don't say it enough, like if I say quilting 10 times and cross stitch only once, it analyzes what you're saying and it's going to recommend my channel to more quilting people than cross stitch people. It gets really involved. I've got a ton of stuff to cover. I'm going to go ahead and start with, I also design, if you're new here, sorry, my new chart, and I've got FFOs. Some are mine that I want to share. They're in the shop for purchase, and some are other designers. I've got a good mix. So first up is the quilting bees. This is my own design. Isn't it cute? This would be really easy to change. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Colors, you could make it patriotic, you could do your favorite colors. Like if you don't like pink but you love blue, you can make this blue and white. And these are my little bees. This is the second chart in my wee bee, like W-E-E small bee stitching. This is all stitched with DMC 2 strands. It's on 14 count Lori Holt vintage cloth in the color oatmeal. I'll go a little closer, you can see that. And I took a plain wood frame. I glued on a little bit of the vintage trim, otherwise known as rickrack. And I'm going to zoom in again. And I put some of these cute little bee beads on the corner. and that's the quilting bees. This is in my Etsy shop. All the funds from my Etsy shop help support our Forever Home Animal Sanctuary. I'm going to show you the first in the bee series. This one I came out with last year. This is the wee bee stitching, and the wee bee is stitching. If you get this one from the shop, it comes like this with the text, but I also did one where I took out the text and I shrank the frame, so it's really tiny. It would make a really cute small. This finishing piece, really expensive, huh? This was from Hobby Lobby. These little bees were also from Hobby Lobby. They were in a box with different wood cutouts. I painted them. This fabric is from Bev McCullough Dainty Daisy collection. I had some of these fake flowers. It's wrapped on sticky board. Let's see. No batting underneath, just sticky board. And I painted it because that's a natural color wood frame. Just acrylic paints and one of those squishy sponge painters. So if you like bees, there's now 2. There you go. And I do work. If you're new here, I work, and my husband and I have all of our animals. I think we're over 50 again. We're very busy, so when I have a series, it may be possible that I only come out with 1 or 2 a year. I've got 2 more of mine I'm going to show you, and then I'm going to show you some other designers that I did FFO. I did show these last time, but it's March, so I want to go ahead and show them again really quick. This is the spring season squared. These are all on 14 count, and I use DMC. And if you're looking for an Easter stitch, I have Happy Easter squared, and I showed these last time, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking about the finishing because I did talk about that in Flosstube number 6. So if you need small stitches for spring, where am I going to put this? If you're going to a stitchy retreat and you want to make a small, please check out my shop. Like I said, it does benefit our animals, and most of my stuff is all of my stuff, it's really easy to stitch, and it's on the small side. And like this one, this is one of my bigger pieces. They're all usually pretty small, and that's a function of time I have to design, and I design them and I stitch them, and a lot of times I change the colors as I'm designing. So I do everything. I don't have anyone who helps me. If you were watching last time, I showed the finish. Now I FFO'd. This is, glare, sorry, I'm going to tilt it. Mouse's Laundry Day by Tiny Modernist. And again, if you're new here, I'm sitting in front of windows, which is why you get that glare. This was my first stitch on 28 count. And this was a 28 count T-dye DMC Monaco. Excuse me. Allergies today. I'm in Arizona. It's been in the 60s and the 70s, and we got rain prior to that, so everything is starting to bloom. And last weekend we were pulling weeds, so all of that is just up and around. We don't use any pesticides because of the animals, so it's just still like, in the air, and it makes you sneeze. The reason I put this in the frame with the glass, a lot of times I don't use glass, is because I'm going to hang this outside the laundry. We're going to go room. It's like the hallway with the closet with the washer and dryer in it, and I have a couple other laundry prints. So I'm going to put this up there with that. That is, sorry about that glare, Mouse's Laundry Day. And last time I did show this one. I'm looking at my notes. I apologize. I want to make sure I get this right. This is called Hold Tight by Twin Peak Primitives. And this is the called for DMC on 14 count fabric flare, gray small cobwebs. Sorry, there's a thread on it. I went with a simple black frame. I'll zoom in. I did not put glass on this since it's a seasonal stitch. It won't be out all the time. I keep all of my Halloween stuff together and my Christmas stuff together. So that is Hold Tight, Twin Peak Primitives. I was just checking to make sure it's recording. I apologize. It looked like it stopped for a minute. I've had enough camera mishaps. I don't need to do this one twice. Here you go. Inexpensive frame from Amazon. You know, I can either set it up or hang it up. It'll probably go by the front door. I have a little console where I do all of my displays. I'm moving kind of quick today. I started this a little bit late. And it doesn't need to be super long. Okay, we did that. We did our FFOs. Let's do some, I've got Stitch Along, which is also my WIPS haul, new project bags, and a funny story about one of the project bags, which, again, if you've watched before, you know tends to happen. And some quilting things and some things from my mom around here somewhere. They're there. Mom went to Vegas and brought some stuff back. Okay. So we did that. Let's start with the stitch alongs. I've got two right now that I'm hosting. One I've been working on, and then one just got launched between the last Flosstube and this Flosstube. The first one is the Lizzie Kate Series Sal. I'm hosting this with 2 tall stitchers, and I'm stitching the Green Flippets series. Those are all of them. And this month I'm working on this one, the Eat Locally. I'm trying to stitch one a month. I'm going to stitch them all in one long continuous piece. That's where I am. These are available on 1, 2, 3 stitch, and they do come with the little button. So the first one I did is Be Kind to Animals, and then I did the Keep Our Air Clean, and then Eat Locally. I do like to stitch in Q-snaps, and what I do is I've got some of the little, can you see it? The connector pieces. There's different size connector pieces. I'll just keep adding it. I know it'll get ridiculously big at the end, but I really don't like to clamp these over my stitching. This fabric I'll go ahead and show. I've shown before, but I'll show it again in case anybody's interested. Hang on, it's in here somewhere. It's like the Mary Poppins handbag down here. That's the fabric. It's really nice. I like it. It really does look like an expensive hand-dye fabric, and it's, you know, it's a Witchelt. Not very expensive, which is great. Let me tuck that in. Oh, this I have in my, this is a Fat Quarter Shop project bag. I've got a little Lori Holt lamb charm on it, and then inside for my threads, I have one of my bags. All of these are sold. This was one that I made just to hold floss. I'll have to make more. It's always a function of time for me. Any bags that you buy in my shop, I'll flip this really quick. I use a serger on all the seams on the inside so you don't get fuzzies. Okay. Yay. Again, my dogs are behind me on a couch and they're snoring. I don't think it comes over on the camera. The bird does though. Like, I'm at the end of a really long hallway, and then it goes up another hallway, and the bird is there in the hallway in his cage. It's a canary on a table so he can look out the window and everything. I don't even hear him when I'm filming these, and then I go back to edit and I hear him. I think he sang through the whole thing last time. It was kind of funny. I didn't even realize he was making noise. Okay, the next stitch along is new, and I have this in one of these. It's a Lori Holt bag. These come as a panel with instructions on how to make them. And what's on here? The Quilt Shop charm. This is from Bev McCullough, Flamingo Toes. She's Riley Blake Designs. I think you can still get these. You can just search for Lori Holt project bag panels. I'm a little tongue-tied today, guys. Sorry. Did you ever have a day where you take a day off and you think, oh, I'm going to get up early, I'm going to do all this stuff. And you get up and you start your day, which is what I did. We have to start really early. We feed the dogs, we feed the animals. And I thought, oh, I have the day off. I'm going to go in and rest a little bit. It's like hours go by and you're just kind of laying in bed like, you have to catch up on your sleep. It's terrible. This stitch along is, we're calling it the Bunny Parade Sal 2024. I am doing this stitch along with Sarah's Stitchery. She's done with hers already. A lot of people are done with them, but I'm not done with mine. My goal is to be done by Easter, maybe. I'm not a fast stitcher, and sometimes there are days when I don't even get the stitch. What we're doing is we're stitching these cute little, let me take it out of the plastic. I apologize, it's going to crinkle, but it'll be easier to see. There we go. These are called Spring Parade. They're by Lila's Studio, Lila''S. There's 2 sets. This is set 2. And when we launched this stitch along, I asked everyone to vote, and everybody voted for me to stitch the strawberry car. So that's the one I'm working on. I think I've seen all 4 of these people are stitching. If you look up the hashtag, you can see what everybody's stitching. And let me show you set 1. These are still available. They're not hard to find. People have been able to buy them. And if you don't want to stitch one of these spring parades, stitch a bunny. That's fine. I'm reposting anybody who tags me on Instagram and uses the Bunny Parade Sal 2024 hashtag. If it's a public account, if it's a private account, I can't post it to my stories. And sometimes even if it's a public account, if you have your settings restricted and I can't post it to my stories, I won't. Okay, this is Spring Parade set 1. Yeah, I think I've actually seen all of these being stitched. It's great. Thank you to everybody who's participating. We've had a wonderful turnout. I've met a lot more, that's great grammar. I've met a lot of you on Instagram through this Sal, so I appreciate it. And again, no rush. I'm going to show you where I am. And I actually haven't picked it up in about a week. Here's my progress. I'm using a mix of the called for colors and colors from my stash. One of the things I thought was interesting is, I'm going to get in really close, this solid band and this red area with the dots, these are 2 colors, and they are both the called for colors. They look almost exactly the same. I'm debating ripping this out and changing it to something else. If you look on the, I'm going to set this down for a minute. If you look on the actual chart, here we go, it looks different. See how the band looks kind of pinky and this is more red? I don't know why mine look so similar. Mine look almost exactly the same. This I am stitching on Zweigart Vintage Country Mocha. I got it from Fat Quarter Shop. It is 25 count Lugana. There you go. And again, it's a mix of, I think I ended up about half and half. I had some of the called for and some I didn't. It looks like it's all DMC. Yeah, I had a split. I had 7 and 7. And as I started stitching, I realized I was missing a few colors and I had to go back and pull, but I ended up with 7 called for and 7 that I substituted. So join us. Bunny Parade Sal 2024 is the hashtag for Instagram. Tag me. Again, public account. If I can share it, I'll share it in my stories. Yay! I don't know how I'm going to finish it. Some people stitch these up in like a day. They take a day and stitch it and they finish it the next day. The past few weekends, like last weekend we were doing yard work and we were pulling weeds. And then the 2 weekends before that, we have a small deck off this room. It's right that way. I know you can't see it. And I did post pictures in my Instagram stories. And my husband did a majority of the work, power washing, sanding, staining. And I cleaned a lot of the furniture and did new cushions. I got an umbrella, made it more usable. It took 2 weekends. It was crazy. Stuff like that takes so much time. So that, of course, takes away, where am I going to put this? From my stitchy time. I have a very organized basket over here, but it's extremely full. This is my next WIP. This is a Fat Quarter Shop. This was called the Bountiful Project Bag. It's a nice big one. It has a Bonnie and Camille charm on it. This is the Shine Bright Sampler Stitch Along. They're also doing a quilt along. I'm doing both, so I have my quilting blocks to show you as well. I'm stitching mine on 14 count fabric flare pale gray gingham. There you go. Last stick. Let me take this out. I'll show you the schedule. And I have to stitch my note, scratch my nose, so I'm going to hide behind it. There you go. This started in November last year. And you can see that there's not much stitching per month. It's a big piece overall. It comes out of the Bonnie and Camille Quilt Bee book. Ooh, let me make myself a note. I think, oops, sorry, I hit my camera. I'll try and link that. I think it's still for sale or on sale. Bonnie and Camille Quilt Bee book at Fat Quarter Shop. And it has both the cross stitch and then it's got a lot of quilting stuff in it. We are in month 5, March. I have to do these two because we've been busy and I've been stitching the bunny and my quilting bees. It got set aside, but I did start on it. These are the original colors. They did recolor it for the current stitch along, but I have the original colors, the Cosmo. That's what I have for this month and what I have so far. I have the original thread pack. I was really glad when they did this stitch along because I bought it with the original colors and it's been sitting on my shelf. None of us do that, right? Buy stuff and hoard it. That was the original colors. That's what I'm using for that. Slide that back in. Oh, here, you'll get a kick out of this. Again, you know, Q-snap. I didn't want to get it dirty, so I put a Kleenex on it. I can sew, I can make a grime guard or something, but, you know, don't really have time for that. I'll just wrap a Kleenex around it. It works. I did put in a couple stitches on my chicken club, but I'm not going to show that one. That one's kind of on the back burner. Say cross stitch, cross stitch. Okay, done. I've done that a few times. I'm going to cross that off. We did the quilting bees, and I showed you that. Those are all my current WIPs, which all happen to be stitch alongs. And I've got some fun stuff that I want to start stitching. I'm going to show that to you. Then I also have, oh, I made this before I unzip it. I made this project bag. These all sold out. These are the from the Afternoon Tea fabric line by Bev McCullough. I do have more of everything except some of this big print. But if you really like these patchwork colors, you can send me a message and let me know. Say, hey, I missed out on your Afternoon Tea bag. I'd really like to get one, and I'll work with you and we'll pick some fabrics for you. And I had a charm on these. I make the zipper pulls, and it's got teapots and teacups and some nice glass beads. I make jewelry as well, so I do some jewelry making techniques with those. One of the charts I showed, I went through all of her charts because I helped her convert these into the computer software program from her original quilting designs. But one of them I showed and I talked about doing a stitch along is the T typography. Me and my plastic sheet protectors. Sorry. I like to keep everything organized and clean. Here we go. I'm going to host the stitch along with this. I'm trying to decide on a date. Please follow me on Instagram. I was thinking of launching it in March, but before I do, I want to get caught up on I want to finish my bunny stitch and get caught up on What's this other one? The Lizzie Kate stitch. So I'm thinking of launching it probably in April, and another reason to delay is we had a giveaway last time, and we're giving away one of her tea charts, and I'll announce the giveaway winner at the end. And in case the person who wins the chart wants to do the tea typography, I want to give them time to get that. And if you want to do the stitch along, I want to give everybody time to go ahead and purchase everything. I did already pull my fabric. I'm going to use the Oatmeal Vintage Cloth by Lori Holt, and I have my needle minder. That's by Bev McCullough, Flamingo Toes. That's her tea needle minder. She's got a bunch of needle minders and charms that are tea themed to go with that fabric line. And I've got all my floss in one of the little bags I made. If y'all want me to make more of these smaller size bags for your floss, let me know. And let me know who your favorite designers are or favorite colors. Oh, I put the mushrooms and hedgehog on that one. I'm kind of shooting in the dark when I'm guessing what people like, and I pick what I like, which usually works. I do have some new bags in the shop. I don't know if I didn't photograph them well or if everybody's got enough bags for now. There's also Nashville Needlework Market, and let's face it, I can't compete with that. But I'll show you my new bags. So anyway, grab your tea typography and keep it in the back of your mind for starting in April. I'm gonna lean over. Sorry. Let's do haul, and then I'll show you my new project bags and my quilting, and there's going to be more animal stuff at the end. So for haul, I have this pattern. I showed it, I think, in my first Flosstube. I have this set aside to start this summer. This is going to be my Tour de France start. My husband is a cyclist, so I bought this chart to do for him, to stitch for him. And it came in a kit, and it came with plain white 14 count Aida. This is Cycling Fun, Bothy Threads. If you don't like backstitch, this is not the chart for you. It's a 4-page chart, 2 pages of cross stitch, 2 pages of backstitch. You can kind of see all the detail, and it needs it. This is the kind of stitch that really needs that backstitch. My plan is to start it this summer during the Tour de France and hopefully finish it by next year's Tour de France. I didn't want to stitch it on white. I wanted to stitch it on something different. And my first thought was this fabric I saw that was made special for a Stitch Quarterly for Fat Quarter Shop. It was called Sea and Sand 14 count Aida. And I'll take it out of the package and show it to you. I thought it would be fun to make it look like they were cycling by the beach, but the problem is the majority of the fabric is ocean and sky. The piece is big enough, but I don't think it's going to work. See? And then this would take up like the whole thing. So half my cyclists would be like cycling through the ocean. I decided I'm not going to use that one. It's really neat fabric though, isn't it? They had a cute Stitch Quarterly that went with it that had a little house and palm trees, and I'll figure out something to do with it. Plastic, hold on. What I decided to do was look for something that had a little bit of color, a little bit of texture. Because there's so much color in this, I felt like if I picked something that had a solid color, like a dark blue or a yellow, some of the cyclists would blend in. And it came with all the thread. I'm not monkeying with the thread on this one. That's just going to be too much trouble. I've got 2 choices. I would love to know what everyone thinks. I bought a 14 count DMC Charles Craft printed Aida. I'm looking to see what the color is. I'm sure it's got a color. Oh, maybe it's on the back here. En français. That's the extent of my French. I don't know. It just says printed data. Okay, anyway, let's open this up. And I'll show it to you. Here's the... Okay. It's white and kind of gray blue mottled looking. I don't think that would compete. That looks pretty good. There's a tree out there and there's a lizard climbing in the tree. It's getting warmer out here, so we had bunny rabbits last time. Today we've got lizards. That's not bad. It looks good. It's still kind of a lot of white, but at least it's got a little bit of texture. It kind of looks like, you know, landscaping or sky or something. Let's slide that back in. What's that guy doing? He's just hanging out. You ever see lizards when they sit in the sun and they bask and then they do push-ups? The other one I bought is PTP. Picture This Plus Fabrics in the color Feldspar, and it's a 14 count Aida. Let me take it out of the bag. There we go. The only thing I have trouble with Picture This Plus is their Aida is very, very soft. It's really soft. I gotta, you know, like really stretch it tight in the Q-snap. I do better with stiffer fabrics, and because it's dyed, I can actually see it looks smaller than 14 count, and the holes are a little bit hard to see. But anyway, I can't tell which side's the right side. That side looks good. This is what that looks like. Kind of looks like somebody spilled their coffee on it, doesn't it? Look at that big brown spot. And then this area has more blue. You know, it's hand dyed. Apparently this is stuck to it. There we go. I don't think it's really showing the blue very well. Let me bring it up. I can't decide. Let me know if you've watched this far and you are nice enough to leave me a comment. I would love to know if you like the DMC Charles Craft or the Picture This Plus, whichever one you like better. I guess I could ask my husband, since he'll probably end up hanging it up in his office, but, you know, whatever. That's the picture again. Let me put that away. I'm not going to start that one until this summer. All right, let me get the next one. I gotta scratch my nose. Okay. I have a bit of haul, and I have an older pattern I wanted to show. I don't buy a lot. I bought one thing from Market and then one thing that was on sale. I want to start another, like a larger piece. So the first thing I did was went into my stash. I've got patterns up there. I have them in they're magazine racks. So I put a label on them and I sort them. This is Jardin Privé. It's got owls, squirrels, and hedgehogs. I don't speak French. I'm not even going to pretend to speak French. I'm not even going to try to pronounce this. I'll show it to you. I have all the called for DMC because I saw it on, I think, 123 Stitch, and I ordered it with all the DMC. There it is. Patchwork, oh, something, something. Isn't that cute? This is really big for me. This is 117 by 117. I normally don't do stitches that big, but I really like the animals. We do have owls in our area, and of course we have squirrels, and we have hedgehogs as part of our rescue. So I may start this soon. Oh, here's another fun thing everybody can vote on for me. That way I don't have to make a decision. We'll put that back. Okay. Oh, for doodle's sake. It's getting stuck in the corner of the bag. There we go. In fact, Quarter Shop had a sale on Tiny Modernist, I think in the month of February. And this is a really big one. I have all her little mouse ones, but I saw this and I thought this was really cute. It's not new. And I ordered it with the DMC. This is the Stitch Goddess. Isn't that pretty? With all the animals and her pretty dress. This one is, this is really big for me. 142 by 184. And part of the reason, you know, I love the picture, and I saw it on that blue, and I went, oh, I know what I have. This is Fabric Flare 14 count Dark Stormy Sea dyed effect. Sorry, it's in plastic again. Here, I'll turn it. It'll look perfect. So I went ahead and I got the DMC to go with it. And I've got one more for haul to show you. My one and only Nashville Needlework Market purchase. Funky chickens. Let me take that out of the plastic. This is a Satsuma Street pattern. I've done a couple of hers. I've done, hang on, 2 out of 3 of the Flower Friends. My mom sent this to me and she said, oh, did you see this one? And I didn't, because I really don't have time to look everything up and see what's coming out. I get so busy sometimes. And I thought, no, I don't need to get it. And then I kept seeing it and kept seeing it. I thought, you know, I'm one of those people where if I see it a few times and I still think I'd really enjoy that, then I'll go ahead and buy it. I ordered it from 123 Stitch with the DMC. It also has this What the Cluck on it. So that was my one Nashville Needlework Market purchase. I'm going to go ahead and take a second and put it back in the plastic. These are stitched on, what are they stitched on? Does it say? 3-counted cross stitch chart. Each design starts as a rectangle. Use scraps of felt, which I have, and 3 straight seams. It's a plump chicken. Yep, sure enough, yeah, there's instructions in there. Oh, there's even a chart that says, guess what, chicken butt, for those of you who find that amusing. That is also in there. And then What the Cluck and Oh for Cluck's Sake. So those are in there. Oh, they're all part of the... Oh. Okay, sorry, the brain's a little slow. That's the bottom. So all of those funny sayings are the bottoms of all the chickens. So when they're sitting up, you won't see the sayings. But if you turn them over and look at their butt, you'll see the bottom. Okay. That's my haul. Let me try and slide that back in really quick. Design size on these, wow, they're bigger than I thought. 120 by 60, 100 by 50. Holy smokes. Okay. I'm going to do one, how about one new start? How about everybody votes below? And I am going to do a giveaway this time. I'll just say anybody who comments will be entered in the giveaway because I'm asking you to comment on everything. Should I start? The Stitch Goddess by Tiny Modernist. The Jardin Privé Patchwork. I'm just going to call it Patchwork. Or Funky Chickens. So comment below, pick one. I'll start one. I won't guarantee I'll get it done quickly, but I'll start it. How's that? All right, now I need to make sure that I put everything back with its appropriate thread so that I don't go to stitch and accidentally get it with the wrong thread. All right. Let's look at some fun stuff that my mom got. She's got some haul and then she made something for me. Something that's going to be coming up for a giveaway. My mom is also doing the Lizzie Kate series Sal. and she's done. She's retired. She finished. She already dropped off the framer. She gave me the whole complete pattern set. I have to think about what I want to do with these, if I want to give them away one at a time or give them away as the whole set, so I'll think about that. I asked her to make me a macrame plant pot hanger because she used to make macrame when I was little. I remember her making that, and I have a plant pot in the backyard that I wanted to hang up. And then she made one for me, and she gave me another pot. So she made this. She bought a kit on Amazon. It's pretty big, but I had to go to YouTube for instructions. Very nicely done. Look at that. And she had an extra pot, so she put a pot in there. I'm probably going to fill it with fake plants and hang it up somewhere. I don't want to take a chance of putting a real plant in it and then having it drain and spill on top of something, which is something I would do. But that looks really nice. Thank you, Mom. And she and my dad were in Vegas, and she stopped at a Stitchy store. There's 2 stores. I'm not sure which store she stopped at. Stitcher's Paradise. And she hit the clearance bin. She brought back some stuff I can use, either keep or I can use for giveaways. I'll show you everything she brought back. The first one is Be My Honeybee by Bitty Buds by For My Boys. And a lot of these, like I said, these were clearance. Designers I haven't heard of. And she hadn't heard of, but very cute. There we go. You'll probably see all of these again. I'll probably use them for future giveaways. Things Halloween Batkin by Gemini Design, spelled with a J. Little pumpkin. These are nice because they're small. And the one on the back of this one, it actually has some Mill Hill beads and cording listed. I'm guessing that's if you want to finish it just like that. But the stitch itself is it's 35 by 32. You wouldn't have to necessarily finish it like that. Same designer. This one is called Witch Face. I like the hair on this one. Look at that one. I think I'll save these for a Halloween giveaway. Then I have one by Slim Jim Cross Stitch Collection, Trail Creek Farm. It says Slim Jim just didn't fit in on it. You could leave that off. Sorry about the glare. I'll bring this close. I'm going to tilt it. You could easily leave off that wording on the bottom if you didn't like it. On the back, this has the fabric. They did it on a 32 count Zweigart Dirty Linen, and it does have a bunch of Mill Hill beads listed. Some things from Just Another Button Company. Let's see, Weeks Dye Works, Zweigart, Krynek. I'm going to open this real quick. It gives you the chart in Weeks, DMC, and Anchor. 2 strands over 2, backstitch using 2 strands, backstitch. There's some backstitch and Krynek on it. I don't know if you need that. I think you could just stitch this one. It's a cute finish though. Okay, this next one I'm keeping. This is called Santa Paws by Dirty Annie's Southern Style. Oh, it's got a little charm with it too. Santa Paws. And it's got the little bone charm with it. This is charted in Classic Colorworks and Weeks Dye Works. I have some of these colors. I do have Classic Colorworks and Weeks Dye Works. I don't have all of the colors. This one's really cute. This is called Becky Boo's Garden Club by A Stitcher's Hand. Or maybe by Becky Boo's, I'm not sure. That's really cute. There's a disclaimer on the back that says, every effort has been taken to make sure that these instructions are effort-free. We cannot, however, be responsible for human error, printing, or mechanical mistakes. I hear you there, huh? Let me have a look inside this one really quick. So again, if I find that I don't think I'm going to stitch them, I'm going to use these for future giveaways, so thanks, Mom. I can't even see the chart. I see the thread list. Let's make sure the chart's inside, shall we? All I see is a thread list. There it is. Okay, it's in there. This looks like it's from 2003? 10, 20, 30, 40, 54 by 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 54 by 73. And it's charted in WIPS Dyeworks, and there's some Crescent Colors Pearl Cotton. There's some buttons on it. Oh yeah, you can see the buttons on it. Let me hold this up. This is funny. This is actually, wow. It's even got the watermark on the back. I don't know if that shows for Fujifilm. This is a photograph taped on here. Oh yeah, you can see the buttons. Again, you could stitch it with or without buttons. You could stitch your own stitchy flowers on it. That's really cute. That's funny. It's somebody made pictures and taped them onto the page. So thank you, Mom, for hitting the clearance bin. She also went to the M&M store and brought me back a 1-pound bag of green M&Ms. I have not eaten them all yet. I'm very good about that. I'll just eat a little bit at a time. I don't need to eat a lot of junk food anyway. Okay. Done, done, done. Stuff. What are we at time-wise? Wow, 46 minutes. Holy smokies. Okay. I have 5 new project bags in the shop. I'm going to start with showing you the one that I ended up keeping. I always like to keep one. And when I was making these, I didn't know which one I would keep until I was done, and as usual I made a mistake on one, so that's the one I kept. These are, I have them listed as Farmer's Market. They're a chicken theme. Isn't that cute? This fabric line is called Break of Day. It's an older fabric line. It's very hard to get. It's got little chickies. We've got some weather vanes, flowers, really pretty. These are the larger project bags. And then with these, I made a really long zipper pull. And it's got a big clasp. You can take it off. I really should keep like paper or something back here. Let's see. Okay, this will work. I make jewelry too. So these actually have, these are, let me look, yeah. They're agate. Fire, no, that's not it. Silver luster, faceted, fireline agate, I believe is what they are. They're greens and yellows and grays. And then these beads are painted porcelain. They have a sunflower. Each one of these has 3 charms. It's got a cow, a piggy, and a rooster. Oop, he's backwards. So you can keep that on as your zipper pull, or you can use this as a scissor fob. Let me show you why I kept this one. And I knew when I was laying out the fabric for these I needed to be careful, and I still made a mistake. This should have been the lining. You can see there's the lining on the front. That should have been the backing. So I kept this one. Again, these are all serged on the inside, and I put in a tag. It has my AZ Family Zoo logo on it, and I put them in as a loop. They're fabric with a little bit of vinyl over them, so you can clip stuff to it if you want. So I'm keeping that one. This has got a boo-boo. Let me show you the ones that are in the shop, and then I'm going to show you some quilting, and we'll do our giveaway winner. I never think I'm going to talk for very long, and lo and behold, I end up talking for very long. All right, we've got two that have green on the top and green on the back. So those are the green top. And let me show you the back. I really like this print on the back. Farmer's Market. You can see it's got like the truck and the animals. This is Farmer's Market, windmill. This is a different fabric line. I think the fabric line was actually called Farmer's Market. And then this front is Break of Day. And they do come with this. This isn't separate. You want to look at the pictures because all the insides are different. This one's a white chicken wire. This one has a text print on the inside. Farmer's Market themed text. Wow, I'm at 50 minutes. I'm going to go a little bit faster. I may have to pause. I think my dog might have to pee. This is the white top with the colored chickens. The white back. Multicolored text on the inside. And then I have two that have peach on the top. And these have the Farmer's Market black and white on the back. Isn't that pretty? This one has text on the inside. And this one has the matching chicken wire on the inside. So chicken wire and the black and white, black and white. I think she settled back down. Okay. So these are all available in the shop. Let me show a couple things I finished and some of my quilting things, and then we'll do the giveaway winner. This is something, oops, since we're coming up on Easter. I made this last year. It's a wall hanging. I'm going to just bring it in front of me. Here. Bring it up. I hope that showed okay. And I quilted this myself on the long arm. I used, you can see it better on the back, a bunny pattern. I had a few of these in the shop for sale. They're all gone by now. They went pretty quick, which was really nice. They have wool felt applique for the face. There you go. I need to hang it up for Easter. I still have my Valentine's one hung up in the hallway. And if you're on Instagram, you probably saw my pillows that I finished. This one is a pattern by Bev McCullough, Flamingo Toes. You know what? Let me make a note. Pillow pattern. I'll link it below. I think it's called Spring Bunny. I do pattern testing for her, and I sewed it last year, and I finally finished it into the pillow this year. This fabric line is called Strawberry Honey by Riley Blake. It's an older line. You can find it if you hunt for it. I did a simple, it's quilted, so I did a simple quilting stitch and added the pom-poms on it. It's in a pillow, or it's over a pillow form that's bigger than the pillow, but they're super squishy, so it fits. I made that. And then I made another pillow, and it's the same size pillow form, but the pillow block is bigger. This is a block from Lori Holt's Scrappiness is Happiness book, and I made it into a pillow. You can see how big it is. I think it's 24 inches, maybe bigger. I did the Scrappiness is Happiness quilt along last year, but I didn't finish the last few blocks. I decided I didn't want to make the big giant sampler quilt, so I'll be using these blocks. They're all different. I only had one of these big ones to make different things. I think I'm going to make some purses, maybe some more project bags, but maybe some bags that aren't project bags. Okay. If you're still here, thank you. I'm going to show you some things I'm working on. The Bonnie and Camille stitch along. I'm doing the quilts along. These are my blocks for March. And then I had to make some little blocks. Here, one, two, and this one. And then I'm catching up on all my unfinished tops. I'm down to 2. I was really excited. I'm going to assemble my Barn Star sampler. I did that quilt along last year. This is the Barn Star sampler. I started laying everything out. I didn't pay very good attention. I need to make 2 more of all of those blocks. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I only made 1. I was supposed to make 3. Let's just say I was a little bit irritated with myself. I did start putting some of it together. I used the Spring Chicken fabric line by Sweetwater Fabrics, which is Moda. So here's one of the parts. This goes together in sections. That's my little sticky note with the block numbers. And then I sewed these blocks together. And they're going to attach to some other blocks. I actually have everything for that section, but the next section, I think I have to make a block 10 or something. I wondered why at the end of this one, I had fabric left. Because everybody's talking about, oh, it uses all this fabric, and I do cut a lot of my blocks with AccuQuilt, which really saves a lot, especially for half square triangles. It really saves your fabric. But I had a lot left, and I thought, oh, well, maybe I just did a good job cutting or something, and no. I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 more blocks to make. So I'll be working on that one for a while. Put that aside. I think that's everything. Let me check. Okay, so coming up again, the tea typography, probably in April. We did bags, haul, mom's haul, quilting, pillows, giveaway winner, which is on my phone, which is holding this box. So I'm going to move the camera for a second. Sorry. We have our giveaway winner. Last Flosstube, we were doing a giveaway on your choice of the tea charts. So what you're going to want to do is, if you're the winner, you want to email me. I'll put the email on here. It's azfamilyzoo@gmail.com. And I will put you in touch with Bev, and you can tell her which chart you want, if you need a printed chart or a PDF. Our winner, and I'll put this on the screen too, YouTube name is Gina Sexton 9200. Congratulations. Make sure to email me. I use random number generator for this. And if you want to enter for this week, what I'm going to do, or this week, for this Flosstube, if you comment on anything, I'm entering you in the giveaway. I'm just going to make it easy on myself. And what you win is the quilting bees, or if you're not a bee person and you'd rather have one of my other chart, like maybe the spring chart or the Easter chart, I'll let you pick. So basically a chart of your choice from my shop. That's going to be my giveaway this time, since I haven't really sorted through everything else yet. I will do some more of that other stuff giveaway, and I'll make sure I link everything I said I was going to link below. We did our giveaway winner. Let's see. Yay! Animal update. I'll have video at the end. I'll tack that on. A lot of our hibernating turtles and tortoises are coming out, which means that we're doing a lot of cleaning and making sure all the enclosures are ready. That's another thing that takes a lot of time and takes up our weekend. So one more time, I'm just going to give a quick plug for the Lizzie Kate series Sal. Again, I'm hosting this one with Two Tall Stitchers. And the, I don't know why I zipped the project bag closed, Bunny Parade Sal, which I'm hosting with Sarah Stitchery. If you haven't started this one yet, but you like the charts, please jump in and start. I'm hoping to finish by the end of March. I may not finish by the end of March. I get busy, like I said, I get busy, and sometimes I don't have a lot of time to do everything, but that's my progress. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate all of you being here, and I always forget to ask, but please like, subscribe. It helps. It would be great for me to get to get to a point where you can monetize your YouTube channel. They put ads before it anyway. They're making money off you. If you reach that point where you can monetize your channel, I say go for it. I'm nowhere near there yet. But if I get there one day, my plan is to use that money for the animals. I hope to get there at some point. Thank you again for watching, and stay tuned if you want to see the video of the tortoises from the beginning. I'm going to tack that on the end. I think that's it. That's it. Don't forget, bees, stitchy bees. Thank you. Have a great day, everybody, and happy stitching. Here's where Buddy and Mr. Lucky reside. That's Buddy. Mr. Lucky. We built all of this. This area was just dirt when we moved in. Patches lives here. Patches isn't awake yet. Patches is the desert tortoise. Over there with the cover, Chipotle, box turtle. She is not up yet. Jalapeno, the box turtle. He's under his tray. Let's go see if he's awake. These guys all hibernate and start coming out again when it gets warm. There's his butt. Hi, Jalapeno. Chipotle, who's over there, is actually a lady. And the reason for the covering is she's a climber, and she'll climb out and she'll be gone before you know it. So Mr. Zoo built this frame with spare wood and chicken wire. There we go. That's our animal update. We've got more that are coming out of hibernation. So next time I film, I might be able to do a full yard tour and introduce you to everybody. I forgot their story. So Buddy came from somebody who moved and couldn't take Buddy along. She still keeps in touch with me and checks in on him. Mr. Lucky came from a feed store, and Mr. Zoo had to negotiate for Mr. Lucky's release. He was in a tank in the back of a feed store with a regular light bulb hanging over him, not getting proper food, not getting proper light, and it took a couple weeks, but eventually we got him and were able to bring him home. We did have to pay for Mr. Lucky. The shop owner would not surrender him. He was in horrible conditions. So now he's got this nice, lovely home. And the reason they're separated is because they fight. They're boys, and you put them together and they fight. They're not happy. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching and watching the animal update again. Happy March. Have a great day and happy stitching.